Have you or a loved one struggled with climbing stairs? Do you wish you looked more like this instead of this? Today, I'll share 4 simple exercises you can do easily at home to help you conquer stairs like you're 20 years younger. We lose muscle mass with age, and our legs become weaker and our balance suffers. The task of stair climbing that used to be easy becomes progressively harder. This process happens slowly and can sometimes sneak up on us. It can be scary as this degeneration often occurs faster and more noticeable after the age of 50. But there's hope. This can be reversed. By simply dedicating time to doing this routine 3 to 4 times each week, you'll quickly notice improvement in your leg strength. As your legs become stronger, you'll start feeling more confident around stairs and you'll be climbing and ascending them with ease. I've personally seen and worked with hundreds of patients who have experienced great improvements in their leg strength by doing these specific exercises. There are a few main key muscle groups that play a role in helping you climb stairs effectively. These are the glutes, the quads, the hamstrings, and the calf muscles. We'll be working with all these muscle groups in our routine today. The quads in the front of your leg and the hamstrings in the back are responsible for knee flexion and extension and hip flexion and extension. Those muscles allow you to keep your knees stable as you lift and straighten your legs while climbing up and down the stairs. The quads and glutes also assist in locomotion or propelling you forward as you walk or navigate steps. The gluteus maximus is sometimes referred to as a powerhouse muscle and is a crucial component for successful stair climbing. Let's get started. Today's exercise routine can easily be done at home. You'll need a step. We recommend an adjustable step like this one, and we'll even link to an affordable one in the description below, but you can also just use any step or step stool in your house. 2 to 3 stairs with a railing like this, but any set of stairs in your house or at your work or anything could also work just fine. You'll also want a chair, counter, or other object to hold on to for stability in case you lose your balance. By the way, if you're finding this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel and share this video with a friend or family member. That really helps us grow and allows us to keep providing this free content for you each week. The first exercise in the progression is called toe touch step ups. What you're gonna do is you're gonna pick a leg. We'll end up doing both legs, so don't worry about which one you start with. I guess put your best foot forward, if you know what I'm saying. Step up on that first step, okay? And then what you're gonna do is bring the bottom foot and you're gonna touch it to the top back of the next step. What this is gonna do is gonna help start working on that hip flexion, the hip flexors. It's also gonna get you used to putting some weight through that stance leg or the leg that's starting up. We got railings here, so the first couple, hold on and be safe. If you start to master this, then you can let go with one hand and then even let go with both hands and just kind of hover your hands there, but we'll start off holding on. You're gonna be nice and strong, pushing down into the step, trying to keep your hips nice and level, and go up, touch, come back down. Simple as that. Let's do that a few times. As I get more comfortable, like I said, I'm gonna start holding on less. So I'm just really resting my hands there. I'm not pushing down or holding onto the railing tightly. And then I'm gonna try just holding on with one hand. And maybe even, if I'm feeling froggy, I can try it with no hands. You can progress this, make it a little harder by skipping a step and going one more step. So I can go up to the third step and back down. You'll notice when I go back down, my knee bends, my hip flexes, and I'm staying nice and balanced with most of my weight over that stance leg. You want to do this about 12 repetitions or until you get that nice burning fatigue. Take about a 30-second rest, 45 seconds if you need it, and repeat that 2 to 3 sets. This is a very functional exercise because, well, it's activating the muscles you use when you're climbing stairs. Like I said, 12 reps is a good guideline, 2 to 3 sets. Make sure that you do both sides. The next exercise I'll show you today is split squats. This exercise is especially beneficial because it loads your quads and your calf muscles in a similar way as when you're climbing and descending stairs. We've had some patients that come in with knee pain and they're struggling with stairs, and I'm going to show you a couple tricks on how you can modify this exercise and the positioning just a little bit if you're having knee pain so that we can avoid that. It's also a great exercise for building quad strength, balance, and mobility. Also, most stair climbing is done on one leg at a time. Think about it. As you're climbing stairs, all your weight transitions from one foot into the next. Split squats allows you to focus on each side. We're going to start off doing a few, see how difficult they are, and we're going to target between 10 and 12 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets. So you start off, and I have a couple chairs here turned backwards so I can touch the tops of them. Gives me a little bit of stability. If you're in your kitchen and you want to go in between maybe your kitchen countertop and your kitchen island, that works really good too. So I'm going to bring my right foot forward first. I'm just going to bring it forward to where my heel is pretty much where my toe was when I started. Then I'm going to back my left foot up and get some nice spacing in between. A common mistake people make here is they don't go wide enough. So if I try to do these split squats without the width that I need, then I feel a little awkward and my knee goes really far over my toe, it gets weak. So let's start off getting a little wider. Spread your feet just a little bit wider than they were when you started, just to give you that added stability. And then what you want to do is just go down about halfway until you feel kind of the load on the left quad and the right hamstring or glutes, down and back up. Keeping my hands here at first just to test the waters, make sure that my legs don't feel like they're going to give out or collapse. Once I feel comfortable though, I really want to focus on using my legs to do most of the work, because the more work that I put through my hands or the more help that I do with my hands, the less my legs are working. So I'm going to do my 10 reps or so. You'll start to feel it burning in your quads mostly, and maybe your back calf, because you'll notice that my heel does come up off the ground as I go down into my split squat. I'm going to lift my hands up and finish out with no hands. When I'm done and I'm ready to switch, I'm just going to flip-flop my feet and repeat that on the other side. Next, we'll want to find a step, like I mentioned earlier. This one has the removable feet, so you can make it taller or shorter. I have it pretty tall right now. It's about an 8 or 9 inch step right now. This exercise is called lateral step ups. It'll work the gluteus medius muscle and the other hip abductors, which kick the leg out to the side. Even though when you're stair climbing, you're not kicking your leg out to the side, you are lifting your pelvis up a level, which actually works the same exact muscle groups. Same as the last exercise, we're gonna shoot for 10 to 12 reps, but how difficult it is actually the more important thing. In previous videos, we've talked about the RPE scale, or the rate of perceived exertion, basically a fancy term for how tired do you feel. Make sure that you adjust your step height based on how easy or hard it is. So if you're able to get through 10 and you feel reasonably challenged, great. If it's too easy, put your step height up a little higher. If it's too hard and you can't get to 10 or 12, bring it down a little bit lower. So I'm going to shoot for 12 reps, and I have my step pushed over pretty close to this chair. So that way, if you overshoot the runway a little bit and you go this way, you have something to hold on to. I'm not just bringing my foot to the side level with my other foot. I'm going to move it forward a little bit, about 12 inches. And when I step up, you want to make sure you also give the space for your other foot to come up. So if you start off over here, then you're not going to have any room to put the other foot. So I always cheat a little bit and go towards like the right third of that step. When you go up, you want to think about being powerful. You want to push down hard into the step and lift your body up in one strong, fast, confident motion. So up, and now my other foot matches. When I step down, you want to go to the side and back so that your knee stays pretty confidently stable over your ankle. If you stepped down directly to the side, your knee would go over your toe, which is not the end of the world if you're strong enough. But if you have that knee pain I was talking about earlier, or if you're a little bit weak in your quad, you might buckle and feel a little bit unsafe. So when you step down and back, and when you step up and forward. And we're gonna do that about the 10 or 12 repetitions. On the way down, go nice and smooth. Try not to let momentum take over. And if you're doing this right, you should feel a nice burn in your thigh. Make sure to switch sides. You don't want to leave, one leg working all the time, because when you do navigate stairs, you want to use both sides equally. So I would just slide the step over to the other side and repeat the same thing. The last exercise is also the most challenging. Most of my patients report that going down the stairs is the hardest part for them. That's because it takes a little bit more control, and the mechanics of going down the stairs, your quad is a little bit disadvantaged as that knee comes over the foot. This step, you can make it lower or taller. Make sure you start off, don't bite off more than you can chew. Start off a little bit lower and then raise it up if it's too easy. So I also have that chair here, and I move the chair slightly forward because I'm going to be stepping down to the front. And what you want to do is think about just stepping forward and descending nice and smooth. Now, depending on how you feel, if you're not having any knee pain here at all, then you can actually go back in reverse order, back the way you came. It's really hard to do that, so that might be a more advanced progression of this exercise. But if not, what you can do is just step down and bring your foot back over in that sequence right there. So then you would step up and then focus on the step down. Okay, I can make this really easy if I cheat a little bit. If I wanted to just let gravity take over, it's very easy. But if I just focus and slow that down just a tiny bit, it becomes a much more challenging exercise. If you need to hold on, by the way, for support, if you're feeling like you're a little bit unsafe or unsteady, go ahead and keep those fingertips on there the whole time. Same count, let's shoot for 10 or 12. And if you get through 12 and it's still not too challenging on your thigh, then go ahead and raise that step up. Make sure to switch sides and do both. Now that you know how to work the 3 main muscle groups responsible for stair climbing, you want to complete this routine at least 3 to 4 times each week. You'll feel a nice soreness in your quads and your glutes. This is normal. Over time, you'll become stronger and more confident navigating stairs. If any of these exercises becomes a little too easy, there are a few different ways you can make them harder. Drop me a comment below if you want us to make a video on how to progress some of these exercises. If you want to learn more about stair climbing techniques and some other leg strengthening exercises, check out this video. Until next time.